Really good run at Doncaster on the final day of the flat there. He didn't jump very well. For all he showed a high level of form last season. Tocca Ferro comes here in cracking form. The ground might be a little bit sticky for him. And Olofi, 9-2. They had the market. What about the rest, John?
Stormy weather, looked a nice prospect last year. Stable just starting to fire. Dr. Livingston's interesting. He was a good flat horse. He's 10-1 from 12-1. Another stable that's running well. Practically's 14-1. Allegra, she ran well enough and won when she won last time. I'm glad to see that they've left Henry Brook on her. An Advisor, big price down the bottom. Quite a useful flat horse. Ian Popham's got the base. Any news on Advisor?
He's a good enough farm. I think he had a wind up over the summer. We fancied him in the Triumph and disappointing, and then went to Ayr and was disappointing as well. But he won well in Ascot. I think he won his maiden hurdle here and won the winners in Ascot and won well. I'd fancy Olofi, and there's plenty of money for him. He's gone from 92 to 7-2. He'd be the one for me. The cracking run in Chepstow in the finale hurdle when he was second to Escort Men, just beating the nose, and then was fifth in the Greatwood hurdle behind Minora. I'd say the form is rock solid, and if you're giving me a pick of one to ride in the race, he's the one I'd like to ride. And
there's one or two here. Rebel Dancer, Jimmy was travelling well behind Nearby when he tipped up at Bangor a while ago.
Absolutely. I mean, Nearby and Grand Diamond, who were the horses who fought out that finisher, both won against off much higher marks. But the worry about him today, Rebel Dancer, that is the ground. And he isn't the most fluent of jumpers anyway, so he wouldn't want to be making mistakes.
I also give a mention to our eye catcher, Corto Relco. I thought it ran really well first time up, and then probably running back a bit quick at Haydock after that. I think he's definitely open to improvement. First time I've seen him.
He's half brother to Corto Star, that.
Yeah, I rode him in a maiden hurl in Gore in his first run. He was quite keen, and he had a few issues jumping in Ireland in the early days. He took a couple of falls and then was sold on. Graham Roach used to own him. I'd be surprised if he wins a race of this calibre.
Well, it's an interesting contest. We've had 2 or 3 well-run races this afternoon already. The ground is definitely sticky, which, I mean, you expect that, guys, don't you, when you've had a bit of frost and a blanket on top of it?
Definitely, but it looks to finish very tired in that last novice handicap chase, so it looks quite testing anyway.
Anyway, Simon's going to call it. Good afternoon, Simon.
Afternoon, Jim. Afternoon, all. They're lining up then for this sportingbet.com intermediate hurdle, and away they jump. And Praxitaly is given a pretty handsome lead going towards the first. Nobody anxious to go after this leader, who clears the first in good style from Tocca Ferro in second. Olofi is back in third in a noseband. The grey Stormy Weather in fourth place, just towards the outside of Dr. Livingston. And then Allegra Lil, Advisor, the Betchworth Kid, Cicerone, 40-30, Rebel Dancer and Corto Relco at the rear of the field. A circuit ahead of them. As Ruby was saying, they got very tired in the last race. We've had a double on the card. I've seen the results going through earlier for Kim Bailey. Sard and Regal approach already this afternoon. And heading towards the back straight in this, the 5th race on the card. And Praxitaly leads by about 5 or 6 lengths to Tocca Ferro in second. Olofi is third, then Stormy Weather. 2.5 lengths away, Dr. Livingston from Allegra Lil and the Betchworth Kid. Then Advisor, Cicerone out wide, 40-30 as the leader clears the second flight. They're all safely over. Rebel Dancer towards the back of the field, with also Corto Relco on towards the third. And Praxitaly continues with a clear advantage here under Tom Scudamore. He'll be reuniting his partnership with Madison de Burley, the 2008 Hennessy Gold Cup winner, a little bit later on. As this young son of Sadler's Wells, trained by Rebecca Curtis, heads towards the next beautifully bred horse, in fact, from out of the Dam Hellenic, who's produced the likes of Greek Dance, and a lot of very good horses on the flat. As they jump the next, Tocca Ferro in second, Stormy Weather in third place, and then Olofi as they go towards the last in the back straight. Praxitaly still clear and jumping well. Tocca Ferro in second, and down there Allegra Lil and badly hampers Advisor, and unfortunately Advisor's rider Ian Popham unable to maintain the partnership. So Allegra Lil and Henry Brook out of the race, along with Advisor in Ian Popham, as they now swing left-handed out of the back straight, just looking to see if the jockeys are up all right. Ian Popham walking away. Yeah, they're both okay. Heading down the side of the course, Praxitaly's leads by about 5 lengths, and Tom Skew just steals a glance behind. He sees Tocca Ferro going well under Sam Thomas in the purple and pink jacket, the grey Stormy Weather in the black and beige. of the two greys chasing this leader. Then behind those Olofi on the inside, the Betchworth kid. Ciceron in the dark blue with the white cap out wide. Corto Relco has improved from Rebel Dancer. And then further back 40-30, they turn in. Dr. Livingston has just lost his position, heading down to the third last. Praxiteles continues 3 or 4 lengths clear of Tocca Ferro. Just got in a little close this time, the leader. Tocca Ferro still travels really well. Then Olofi, Stormy Weather. Ciceron coming through strongly on the near side under Aidan Coleman, and Praxiteles is in trouble now. They're swarming round this leader, and Tocca Ferro comes cantering through to lead under Sam Thomas. Going towards the second last, Rebel Dancer improving eye-catchingly on the outside. Dark blue sleeves, green cap, and it's Tocca Ferro from Olofi. Now Rebel Dancer trying to join in from Ciceron. The Betchworth kid is running on in the white jacket. Then Praxiteles, but Tocca Ferro hardly off the bridle at the last. Tocca Ferro by 2.5 lengths to Rebel Dancer in second. Olofi back in third. Then the Betchworth kid. Now push comes to shove on the leader. Tocca Ferro by 3 lengths still. Rebel Dancer chasing all the way. Tocca Ferro just inching across to the stand side, but seems to have it won here. And it's Tocca Ferro and Sam Thomas, who'll be on Denman later on. He wins. Tocca Ferro from Rebel Dancer, tight third between Olofi and the Betchworth kid. Then Ciceron, Praxiteles and Stormy Weather. Corto Relco 40-30, and after 40-30 was Dr. Livingston. Tocca Ferro, the 7-2 joint favourite, supplementing his first time out win at Ascot this season, and doing so in pretty convincing fashion. Travelled well throughout here for that man Sam Thomas. Had an armchair ride, just had to shake him up after the last to hold the challengers at bay, and continuing the terrific form of trainer Emma Lavelle.
Betting without big